Hello. Yep. Yep. Babies. I'm gonna be trying to keep a better eye on my stream chat because someone was trying to talk at me the other day, and I don't remember whether or not I saw them in time, but that's okay. I'm gonna do my best. We're going back to the Auroran storyline. Can you hear me okay? Yeah, you can hear me okay. My phone is beeping. Is it important? It's not. Good. Fine. Let's turn that down since we're recording. Alright, so what the hell were we doing? Right, find Kuron, because we're going to become a Heerani warrior. Yep. You know, it's only Heeran if it comes from the Heeran system, otherwise it's just sparkling Auroran. It's a terrible joke. Do you get it? Alright. So, I'm going to keep my guide open over here. Yes. This is going to involve some killing. So, what the hell kind of ship am I driving? It's been a minute, if you can't tell. Okay. The ship has lances, a railgun, and an IR launcher. So we should be okay. Right. Oh, I'm there. As soon as you finish your post-flight routine, you decide to head to the bar and see if you can find Kuron. You've barely walked into the bar when all conversation around you ceases. A man walks toward you, the weight of ages upon his withered shoulders. He looks you up and down and smiles broadly. So, you must be Emily, the pilot who so greatly impressed my two Kachi. You must be good, very good, for they are not easy to impress. I understand that you wish to serve House Heeran. Are you willing to face the trials required to enter it? Yes. Before you may take your place among us, you must prove yourself worthy of the honor of becoming a warrior. Go to Laok system and battle the other would-be warriors that wait for you there. Before you return here, you must defeat them all. Don't worry, they all have escape pods. We want this to be non-lethal. They will try to disable you. It is the Auroran way. All right. Let's go get him. Let's top up our missiles first, though. You never know. You never know what weapons you might need. Okay, yes. Okay, we're gonna be fine. Let me move this dumbass iPad out of the way. We're not moving, but I'm like moving a lot of stuff around because we're gonna have a child soon. So, all right. What's my actual mission? Laok. Where the fuck is Laok? There is Laok. Can I get there that way? No. Nothing is ever easy. There we go. Here in Lakora. Oh, I forgot. Okay. I'm gonna turn down my system audio so that it's not just blaring. Okay. That should be better. Okay, let's go. Alright, that wasn't so bad. Ah. All we had to do was just a little bit of silly nonsense. You land exhausted but elated. Your pulse quickens as you remember the heady feeling of battle. Kuran pushes through the throng of cheering warriors and instructs you to fly to Gun 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 immediately for the rites of warriorhood and your new existence. Sweet. Midday, awakening from too much ale with heavy head but light heart, you bid your newfound friends adieu and go for a brief jaunt to freshen up before your journey. Along the promenades and balconies of the enormous Heeran family arcology, you feel a strange sense of destiny. Here are people far more decent and honorable than those you have left behind. Yet, with only a little trepidation, you continue on your way to your ship to begin your journey to Gun Gun Gun. How many guns? Lots of guns. All right. Where the hell is Gun Gun Gun? Oh, man. Well, the feds hate me, but that's okay. Doesn't really matter. The monks welcome you and initiate into the Auroran faith. An anonymous faithful robes you in the dark crimson of House Heeran and the purple sash of the Auroran Empire. He takes you to a small cell and bids you to fast and consider the nature of death. When you emerge, a young monk bars your path and demands to know what death is. Death is release, a breaking of the fiery chains of honor and duty. The words leap unbidden from your mouth, as if they have lived within you always and were merely awaiting this moment to reveal themselves. The monk beckons. You follow him to a central chamber where, in a private ceremony, the abbot tattoos 2 chains of blazing fire from shoulder to shoulder, and the insignia of House Heeran on your favored arm. He intones softly, "Once the chains are broken, warrior, and wars are lost and won, you will enter the Hall of Heroes and rejoice with them for eternity." Cool. Move this slightly. Okay. There we go. Right. I love this ship. Back to the Heeran house. You boys always fighting. Okay, I'm also going to switch my chair real quick because I use this chair for working and this stool for streaming. So I'm going to mute. That's better. Okay. Upon touching down on Heeran, you are welcomed with open arms by Kuran, who confirms your place amongst the warriors of the house. Albeit the least as yet, he smiles. There is work to be done, even for the youngest. Come, this will require your skill, ingenuity, more than a little patience, and discipline. Okay. So the question is, do I have to? All right. Quran leads you along the higher paths of the arcology, and you talk as you walk. Emily, he begins. All warriors of the house must be capable of holding their own, and no warrior can do so with poor equipment. As a fully fledged warrior, you are now allowed and expected to arm yourself with as much equipment as you believe you need to make yourself into a deadly weapon for the Heeran cause. Some things will still be denied to you until you prove yourself worthy, but most of our ships are now yours to buy. On the subject of remaking yourself into a deadly weapon, he continues quietly. All Heerani warriors are expected to be at least familiar with the martial arts. I know that you can punch and kick without causing yourself permanent damage, but I'm afraid that the clumsy flailing that you call fighting will not do. You must go to an old friend of mine. He might seem a little grumpy, but he's a decent soul. Just don't upset him, or he may send me back your body parts to inform me I should not have wasted his time. You have potential, so you shall see him. He chooses not to live amongst us, but is an honored Heeran warrior. Go to Erebus in the Cardio system. I shall send word. He will be expecting you. Once he is satisfied with your progress, return here, for we will need your skills. Oh yeah, we can buy the abomination now, which isn't really worth it. The Argosy. No. The Enterprise. Definitely not. All kind of not even worth the trouble. Now, where the hell are we going? Where the hell are we going? Erebus in the Cardio system, which is way the fuck over there. You know what that sounds like to me? A perfect excuse to use the Hypergate system. Hey, boys. And that's as far as we go. Okay. A disabling fusion turret. I forgot that that was a thing. You know, I'm surprised I haven't done this earlier. Oh, man. Oh, man. Oh, I want. I forgot to look at the weapons. I should. The battery! Well, anyway. Oh, that's right. I was going to get a map. Sorry, I was so busy gushing over the weapons that I forgot to actually do what I came here to do, which was get a dang old map. All right, since we're going to be flying through Tekkel space anyway, I don't know if it's that way or the other way, but I suppose we'll find out. Come on. On a windswept plateau overlooking a huge canyon, the only structure your sensors could detect is a ramshackle hut off to your left. An elderly Auroran warrior walks out of the door. You must be Emily, he rasps, walking back inside without further word. Hesitantly, you follow into an incongruously technological interior. The man turns and begins to poke and prod at you. I am Karlekar, he says as he lifts your arm and bends it back and forth. Former Heeran martial arts instructor of the Heeran style. Kuron must think highly of you, girl, or you wouldn't be here. He continues to scrutinize you. Don't think your time here will be easily spent. He escorts you to a lift. It may be some time before you ever see daylight again. I have spent years developing a form of training that will harden your body and expand your mind. allowing you to begin your journey as a warrior. Not all of my past students have survived. Karlekar teaches you how to cope with the privations of each of the 5 subterranean levels, as well as training you in the martial arts until he is satisfied that you could survive in each subterranean world without help. In a world without days or nights, your training seems to take forever. After 6 months underground, it is strange to have a sky above your head again. The stars seem long-lost friends. Karlekar speaks. You are the first to master the caverns in under a year. Your warrior spirit has grown to encompass more than the mere flesh of existence. You have experienced the darkest parts of the path, but also the lightest joys of battle. You will be my last student in the arts of the Heeran style of combat. I am too old to wait for another who will learn as well as you have. Now only experience and the spirit can teach you. Listen, it will give you insight, revealing how to overcome all. You are my protege, my greatest gift to the house Heeran, and to you I leave all my studies. He hands you a stack of data cubes. You realize you have grown to love this man in your time in the caves. Through the mental, physical, and spiritual hardships, he was the beacon to enlightenment. You feel your spirits merge in a final act of companionship, a final sharing. In that instant, you know that the data cubes are not needed, for Karlekar has given you the very workings of his spirit. You know all of his dreams, his nightmares, and the sum total of his days. He turns and walks back into the hut. You doubt that you will ever see him again. With a heavy heart, you prepare your ship for your journey back to Heeran. Yeah, but what do you sell here? Oh, nothing interesting. Oh, Karlekar. Such a nice old man. Where does that go? Oh, that goes to Kania. God, no. And Heeran. So glad I got this. As soon as you land, you decide you had better head to the bar and find out if anything is going on. Well, I'm going to look at the outfitter first. I'm going to sell off these things. How big is that? 5? That's 7. Shit. If I sell off one of these, I can replace it with this. And get my ass some disabling missiles. Which is better. Far, far better. Yes. Yummy. Very nice. Okay. I love that. And let's get a port and polish anyway. I'd really love this, but we're not really doing that just yet. It doesn't really matter. Okay, bar. You are enjoying the feeling of esprit de corps. This is the first time I ever learned that word. I remember when I was a kid and I was playing this, esprit de corps came across the screen and I was like, what the heck does that mean? I ended up looking it up. and I ended up understanding what the word meant because of that. Anyway, it comes from being with the warriors in the bar. Auroran comes in and pulls you aside. I am afraid I'm going to have to send you on a mission right away, rather than allowing you time to recover from your training and kill off a few more brain cells. Tactically, you are the best candidate for the mission. It involves much travel and a face unknown to our enemies. I am going to use you while you are fresh to confound our enemies in their plans to hinder us. Outside the bar, Auroran pulls you toward the dock. Bazara has disappeared. His last report says that the Federation was on to him, and that his effectiveness as a spy may well be gone. He told us that if he didn't send a report by today, we were to consider him compromised and send someone to rescue him. Let me guess. I'm the someone to pick him up. If only it were that simple, Emily. I can't tell you where Bazara is other than in the galactic north of the Federation space. Auroran smiles wryly. I have given you what once would have been a doozy of a first mission, but you'll do fine. So go get him. You about face and double time it to your ship, which has been cleared for immediate launch by Auroran himself. Your first mission feels good, and you hope that you can live up to the trust that Auroran and House Heeran have in you. Yeah. All right. Now, I'm going to guess that I have to go up here. But let's see what the cheat robot says. This could stand to be here. Okay. Okay. Syracuse in Galvin. Shit, I don't remember where that is. I don't remember where that is. Where is Galvin? I think Syracuse is like... There it is. Ah. Yes. Okay. I know what to do. So I'm not going to make y'all watch me search around awkwardly. Let's not go to Gateway, because they'll just kill me there. And not there either. That'll work. Excuse me, gents. I think that's been long enough. As you walk down the ramp to continue your search, you see a group of Federation troops patrolling nearby, obviously searching for someone or something. Becoming instantly alert, you eye them warily, and you are surprised when an old beggar approaches from behind you. "Spare a few credits, kind mistress, for a hungry beggar." He looks somehow familiar, but beggars such as he are not uncommon sights along the Federation's northern border. You started reaching for your credits, and the beggar whispers, "And a bunk on your vessel to get me back home?" You are stunned to discover that the beggar is Bazara. His disguise is perfect, even down to the smell of rank clothing and bad wine. Bazara slips past you and hobbles up the ramp of your ship. You smile to yourself and follow him. Yeah, but can I buy anything? Let's go. Let's get the hell out of here. Alright, and I will use the Cania jump point. Tee. Yeah, see you later, bitch. Love them hypergates. You can hyperselect on the gate. Oh, shit. Whoops. Whoops. I made a mistake. Sir, back off. Yeah, I fucked up. I can accept this fact. Oh, that was a mess up. That's okay. Back to the Heeran system. My bad. Teehee. Okay. By the time you reach Heeran, you and Bizarra have become fast friends. The trip has been a vast learning experience for you, as Bizarra has told you much of what it means to be a warrior. Bizarra's father was a Thorokir, Obsidian Heart, Arbiter of Reckoning, one of the awesome beings who act as a judge, jury, and executioner for all of the house's affairs. Bizarra confides. The role of Arbiter is way above me, but we warriors continually strive for the impossible, perfection. The time you spent with Bizarra has been as enjoyable as any you can remember. As you walk down the ramp together, he turns and clasps your hand warmly. Well, little wolf, he smiles, you've delivered me from a desperate situation and have followed my trail as unerringly as the cunning hunter whose name I give you. You're still a pup, but you are well on your way to becoming a wolf of some renown. Who knows, perhaps one day I will be coming to you for arbitration. He hugs you warmly and goes to report on the latter part of his mission to the Heeran Council. Kuran seeks you out sometime later. Well done, my young hero, he congratulates you. Your conduct has greatly impressed Bizarra. His report was full of praise for you. You are a crafty warrior, wise beyond your years, with abilities amongst the greatest weapons that the house possesses. You feel yourself blush deeply as Kuran continues. The council has invited you to the great hall tomorrow. You will have to wear this. He hands you a small piece of cloth, and you quail at the thought of wearing only this to cover yourself. Kuran smiles, as if reading your thoughts. Meet me in the bar tomorrow at noon. Okay. I'll go shopping first for things I can't make space for. Yeah. Bar. You feel rather foolish standing at the bar in nothing but a loincloth, worried that your uncovered chest will draw the wrong type of attention. The attention you attract, however, is polite respect and not the licentiousness you expected. In the distance you see Kuran approaching, fully clothed. Only when he gets closer do you realize that most of his skin is covered in tattoos. Only now do you realize the significance of near nakedness to an Auroran. The tattoos display a warrior's career. The more tattoos, the more honored the warrior. You look down at your pitifully small collection and understand why Kuran continually tattooed your kills on your arm. As you look at them, each one springs freshly to mind. The doors of the great hall of Heeran are made from an ancient stone, as is the entire interior, contrasting with the steel and plastics of the rest of the arcology. Huge bonfires are set in recessed fire pits in the basalt floor. A rolling drumbeat introduces the Heeran Council as they enter the hall. Kuran steps forward from their midst and bangs his staff on the flagstones. Silence falls. Honored warriors, hear me. The council has heard the words of Bizarra, stalwart and true warrior. We have counseled with the Arbiter. There is a traitor among us to be rooted out, an honorless cur hidden among us too long, turning our affairs against us and nearly succeeding in the capture of Bizarra. Only the courage of our little wolf, he declares, his palm outstretched toward you, allowed him to return with the news of this foul business. He turns to you. Little wolf, you are among the youngest, it's true, but also the least well known. Our faces and ships can be recognized too easily to allow us to join the hunt, which is yours alone. Find this traitor and bring them before us. Search our borders. Listen at our posts. Leave no stone in Heerani's space unturned, and if you find nothing, look to the Moashi dogs, as they will be involved somehow. You leave this hall a cub, he smiles. May you return in glory. Cool. All right. Okay. So. The next thing. Okay. So that's not important. That was plot that we missed. That's okay. There's a mission which is about, like, giving you a hint as to where you could have found Bizarra, but that's okay. We're just not going to bother. Ah, yes. Okay. Of course it is. Of course it's there. And I know exactly where it is, too. Hello, gentlemen. Where else? The heart of darkness itself. Oh dear. That's a lot of carriers. Yeah, burn those missiles. Burn them. In a dingy alleyway and a distant spaceport, you enter a bar to listen to yet more rumor and hearsay. Unexpectedly, you glimpse Bariad, the dominant dockmaster, talking animatedly to a group of men. As you approach, smiling widely, one of the men turns, and beneath the One of the men turns, and beneath the swirl of his cape, you notice the emblem of House Mosh. You shake Bariad's hand warmly, while your mind races. The Heeran style has changed your view of combat by ships, fists, and wits. You realize now that Bariad is the traitor. You have been lucky to catch him at his game. You also know that Bariad will betray you as quickly as he betrayed House Heeran, so you must lull the man with guile and cunning. You gesture to his companions and ask him to introduce you. I'm always happy to meet fellow warriors. Bariad hesitates, but introduces you to the 4 men who are with him. You keep smiling and lock their names into your memory, and ask what it is they were discussing, exchanging hearty handshakes with them. You see confusion in his eyes. He must be wondering whether or not you know of his treachery. To survive, you must keep him confused. Bariad says, these men are undercover agents for House Heeran, who have recently stolen the prototype of a new Federation assault weapon of incredible power. They were about to show it to me when you were approaching. Bariad's blundering excuse tells you a number of things. He's not a master spy at all. which means he has only recently turned against House Heeran. Also, by openly mentioning that the men were undercover agents, he showed that he had little knowledge of such things. Beriad, it seems, is a fool, and his capture will be relatively easy, once you dispose of the Moshi. You accompany the 4 men toward their ship, ostensibly to view the prototype. As you walk, you distract Beriad with talk of matters in dominance, carefully avoiding anything of importance. Beriad may have sold out, but he might not have given away all his secrets yet. When the Moshi ship is in sight, you summon all your strength and leap at Beriad. You snap your feet into his head, knocking him unconscious. While performing this attack, you pull out a pistol and fire over your shoulder into the Moshi leader's head. You feel blood and brains wash over your back. You hit the deck, rolling as 2 shots from the man behind you whistle over you. Continuing the roll, you piston upwards at the last possible second and smash your head under the chin of an assailant, snapping his neck with an audible crack. Pain flashes in your side as a knife from the man beside you cuts through your tunic and slides across your ribs. You grab his knife arm and pull his shoulder into the barrel of your pistol. His shoulder and half his upper back mist out behind him as you pull the trigger. Shock kills him before he even hits the ground. Spinning, you narrowly avoid being decapitated by the remaining Moashi dog, whose sword passes across your cheek and lodges in your shoulder. Twisting, you wrench it from his grasp, catch it in midair, and stab it neatly into his mouth, which is conveniently opened in surprise at the speed of your movements. Blood pumps from his shattered face as you let the sword go, allowing him to collapse on the floor. After this, the task of dragging Beriad to your ship seems to take forever, especially seeing as the local guards are out looking for you. While it would be easy to establish your credentials, it would take time. Time which the council didn't give you. I wonder what I can buy here. I'm sorry, I love that argument. Oh, that's right, you can buy an illegal exotic license here. Strangely. Whoops. You boys with your dang old hellhound missiles, that's not illegal. That's not legal. Alright. Back to Heeran. It is a long and weary journey back to Heeran, with only the attentions of your ship-based med station to heal your wounds. Some scars will remain with you always, but at least you're not dead. You quickly grow weary of Beriad's tirades against House Heeran and his wheedling promises of power and wealth if you would but release him. Paying him no heed, you deliver him to the council before you are hurried to one of the Arcology's hospitals. It is some days before you are able to stand before the council and learn of Beriad's fate. Kuran, whom you now know as the Mundokir, the tactical leader of House Heeran, tells you that Beriad has been taken to the Heeran Gulag system for interrogation and execution. A fitting fate for a traitor against House Heeran, says the stern-faced Kuran. Bizarra walks forward to stand before you. I have lost a brother this day, he says bleakly, but I have found family to replace him and more, Emily, little wolf of House Heeran. Will you honor me by joining my family? Will you sit at my table, teach my children, side with me in battle? What say you? He asks, with a more serious but gentle look on his features, and his hands upon your shoulders. I will, Bizarra. With all my heart, I will, you reply. The cheers are deafening as Bizarra hugs you to him, and you feel as if you have not known pride until this day. God, did we just get married? After allowing you a few minutes to savor the moment, Kuran pulls you aside. You have begun growing into a great warrior, he praises you seriously, but for now you need experience with the universe. Go out and start making a name for yourself by testing yourself against our enemies. I will make sure that any missions I think could benefit your growth as a warrior will be passed on to you via the Mission BBS system. When I think you are ready, I may have something for you back here. With that, he walks away, and you are left with a determination to show Kuran and the other house leaders that you are strong enough for anything they require of you. Oh. Yeah. Okay, I get it. Okay. Right, okay. Huh. Well, okay. There were a couple of rumor mills that we could have read there, but that's okay. Combat rating requires 500. It will be available from Heeran in the Heeran system. Let's land here. Defend here in space. Yeah, let's take on an action man. The Federation are trying to break through our defenses in the Vantra system and will probably lay waste to our facilities on Heeran LP, Arik, if they aren't driven off. If you could have it over there and help chase them off, it would help you on your way to greatness. Land on Heeran LP, Arik, once you are finished to receive your payment. Okay. Yes. Vantra. Just keep shooting, boys. No match. No match. I helped. You and your fellow warriors greet each other with gleeful bear hugs and a lot of shouting. After you all celebrate each other's kills, you head off to find the dockmaster to see if you are going to be recompensed for your services. He thanks you heartily when you enter his office and pays you the sum of 25,000 credits for your efforts. Nice. All right. Now I think that was probably sufficient to do a little bit of time skipping. Bar. No. Huh. Huh. Okay. So, okay, available from here, location bar, 40%. That's why. There we go. You are summoned before the council by a messenger. He stops you fetching your loincloth with a laugh. That is only worn on formal occasions. The clothes you have on will suffice for now. It is in an annex of the Great Hall. Kuran indicates for you to sit at the table with Bazara. Nuada, Skullsplitter, the head of the family, and his advisor, Tuatha Widowmaker. Oh, great names. The Thoroughkir, Tekarak the Bloody Hammer, imposes over the gathering. His tattoos are so closely packed that it is all but impossible to see his actual flesh color. Kuran talks of the corruption and complacency of the Mosh, leading the Auroran people down a dark path of little hope. He speaks of the ascendancy of the House of Heeran and the work to topple the House Mosh. It is our belief, he intones seriously, that we only need to find their weaknesses in order to crush them utterly. Little wolf, he says, you will not be a typical Auroran warrior. You will be an integral part of House Heeran's war machine, a spy, a phantom of retribution, a thorn in the flesh of the Federation, a turner of tides. Yours will be a lonely path and a dangerous one. I saw the potential in you, as did Carle Carr. Your skill is great. If you fulfill your potential, you will be a major worry for our enemies. Tekarak now turns to you and grins. I'm not going to blow smoke up your bum, lass. Kuran can do that. What I am going to say is that the destruction of the Moashi is the most important task that I could ever take on. 'Tis my life's work. He gestures along the edges of Auroran's space on a holographic map. There are rumors of a supply fleet moving from Federation space into Moashi space. You've just got the job to destroy it. Only problem is it has connections with the Bureau of Internal Investigations. This bureau is supposedly a department of officials, I'm dropping the accent, a department of officials dedicated to protecting the Federation from espionage, but in reality, they are basically run by they basically run the Federation. These guys make the most bloodthirsty of killers look like my Aunt Daffodil. They have no honor whatsoever. If the Bureau is working with the Moashi, we know who is to blame for the blockade of dominance. Combine that with Barria's treachery, and you have a merry mix. But that is just conjecture. I need you to check out some of the ships in that convoy. I suggest that you disable one and board it, capture some of the cargo, and then destroy the rest of the convoy. You may get lucky and find the escort light. If not, you will have a real fight on your hands. Got it? Good. You smile at Tekarak. Even though he is the toughest warrior in the ranks of House Heeran, he also has a sense of humor. Bidding farewell to all, you rise and decamp. Okay. Right. Okay, so in the Zante system, and there are no rumor mills for us to read. Disable the cargo runners first and board them, then annihilate the fleet. Okay. And they're here somewhere. I can just use the gate. That's what I'll do. I'll use the gate. Ah, Mosh. Wow, I forgot how big that is. All right. Is the Zante system not out here? This is the only real problem, which is I don't know where anything really is. Alright, so that takes me to Nazra 2. What's out here? Vela. Right, Family Vela. Okay, let's land here. Get a map. Okay. Hi Feral, this, Spiri, Kanto, Vela, Arante. Where the hell is it? I think it's over here, right? Either that or it's over here. Well, I guess we're going to go find it. Does Kanto sell things? No, but Corellia does. Let's go land on Corellia. I think they'll let us. Colorado. Excuse me. Excuse me. Okay. Still no. Shit. Well, alright. Let's try this way. Here we are. Well, I know where it is now. Whoops, I did that wrong. I was supposed to open the pilot file. Unfortunately, someone was there. Okay. Yeah, it's there. Alright, let's go land over there. Because we might get unlucky again. It's a good thing that I'm not on a fucking speed run. This would be very silly. Will you let me land? You will. Thank you. Alright. Okay. Xanti. Now that we know what the ship is supposed to look like, there's the ship. Nice. Okay. There was no escort. Well. Guess we got lucky. Wait. Let's just... Is there a gate here? There is a gate here. Let's use the Nezra gate. I guess we got lucky. There was no escort this time. Teehee. The battle was remarkably brief, you tell Tekarak as you dock, but they were very upset with me by the time I left. Tekarak chuckles and nods knowingly. You get the impression that he has done this before. Together, you open the cargo container you captured, and are surprised to see it full of pile upon pile of credit chips. Hunting through, you find a computer pad and quickly run a patch to break into the encoded information. It takes a while. You scan the contents. You are more than a little surprised by what you see. The Bureau were exchanging cash and containers of weapons and supplies from Moshi spies in return for accelerating operations against the wild geese of New Ireland. They felt that those mercenaries were a threat to the future balance of power in the Galactic South and might hamper operations between the Federation and the Mosh Empire. You feel the anger rise inside your chest, fiery as the furnace of hell itself. The Moshi were planning to liquidate the remaining families. If there was ever a piece of information that could bring down the first family, this was it. Tekarak smiles at you wolfishly. You picked the right container, didn't you? Keep this to yourself for the moment. I need you to consider the best possible way to use the newfound information. In the meantime, he smiles proudly, you should be out there making a name for yourself, little wolf. The road ahead of us is long and arduous. I need you to know you are ready. I need to know you are ready. If you can show me you are stronger than our enemies, I will look for you here. That's what happens when we preload our our combat rating. Teehee. Okay. Tekarak spies you sitting chatting to a few other warriors as soon as he walks into the bar. He ushers you to a quiet corner. Swift action is required. Things are afoot here that not even our combined minds could have not. That. What? Swift action is required. Things are afoot here that even our combined minds could not have foreseen. The Dani have begun to sniff around the borders of Heeran space like the dogs that they are. It is necessary that they do not cause too much havoc. Our warriors are still smarting from the Moshi blockade. 'Twould also be poetic at the moment if the other houses knew little about the strengths and weaknesses of House Heeran. The Dani must withdraw without forcing our lads into a swirling battle across a multitude of systems. No doubt the Moashi have put them up to it from behind the scenes. Cunning curs the Moashi, avoiding suspicion by bullying us by proxy. So, you will lead a raiding force into Dani space. I suggest hitting the Dani Himiar system, as my intelligence tells me that they have an elite formation of warships patrolling there, while their normal fleets are out harassing us. If you spot them, destroy them, but be warned, by the time you start to jump back for Hirani space, the Dani war fleets posturing on our borders will have turned around heading for home. You'll have to come back through that way. Tekarak grins at you. You get the impression that if you were forced to give the Dani a bloody nose on your way home, Tekarak wouldn't mind. You meet a number of warriors in a briefing room at the spaceport. All of them are hardened-looking men and women, and Tekarak knows all of them by name. You are surprised to be introduced to Kara the Gifted. He smiles at you, showing a mouth full of chipped and broken teeth, and the plastic of his cybernetic hand feels cool as you shake. He notices your gaze and chuckles to himself. Don't you start. My wife already took one hand. I'm not looking to lose to another woman. Wow, okay. Imagine what she would... Jesus. Imagine what she would do to me then. You laugh heartily. If Carrot can make jokes before a mission, he must be able to handle himself well. He is after all known as the Gifted because of his ability to kill large numbers of enemies. Rumor has it that he lost his hand in battle against Tekarak to decide which of them should be Thorokir. You do feel better knowing that Karad is going with you. I do feel better knowing that Karad is going with me. That's nice. Alright. So we don't really need to disable anything while we're out there, but it won't hurt to have a full, stock. Okay. So now our mission is to go to Dani Himiar and cause some problems. And you know me. I'm all about causing problems. Oh shit, we have a carrier with us? Oh, that's awesome. Let's go. Excuse me. Let's get out of here. Teehee. That was fun. It is with some relief that you touch down on the landing pad. The battle against the Dani was hard fought, but you have given Tekarak more time to put his plans into action. You do feel somehow disappointed that you couldn't just take a fleet into the Danny space and crush them for attempting to harass House Heeran, but you realize that in doing so, you would lack the grace required of a true warrior, and that it would be akin to entering a room by blasting a hole through the wall. Tekarak interrupts your train of thought by clapping your arm in greeting. I've been jabbering with Karad, he smiles warmly, and he reckons that you're very good. 'Tis unfair, says he, that one such as you, one as young as you, is so calm and calculating in combat. But that's the way these things go, says I. We veterans like to think that we live forever, and that there will never be anyone as good as we are. But here you are, showing us a thing or two and making us feel as old as we look. He throws his head back and laughs heartily as he walks away to greet some of the others. You head for your bunk, but somehow the bar gets in the way, and it is with a very heavy head that you wake up in the morning. Somehow the bar gets in the way. That's fun. All right. Okay. 35% likelihood. Bar. Okay. Oh, shit. Okay. Is this the mission? Or is this a different mission? What mission is this? Ah! This is the offshoot. I don't know what this actually grants us. Must be started before the successful completion of Auroran 13. So it does have to get done. It's just a side mission. Okay. And then there's the recombine. Okay, I understand. Just making sure. Okay. You're heading to the bar when, for a bit of a break, when you feel a buzzing in your message computer. You head to the side of the walkway, stepping out through the throng of people walking back and forth, and quickly patch the message through. A hologram of Tekarak springs from the tiny projector, and Tekarak quickly tells you that the council has need of your presence immediately. You rush to the great hall. As soon as you enter, you are rushed into the main tactics room. Warriors stand around the walls, guarding the important house figures within. Tekarak glances up from a map of the nearby systems and waves you over. I have a mission for you, he says. Do you feel like going on a run out to Mosh? Sure. There seems to be something afoot between the Mosh and Federation again. I need you to head out to Mosh. There is a Heeran undercover man I want you to collect. He should have more information, but doesn't trust it to subspace transmission. It must be something very important to warrant such action, so be on your guard. You nod and head to the door. To the door. For the door. Yeah, okay. Off to Mosh. Then I'm probably going to call it an evening. Mosh. You are sauntering toward the main bar when a Mosh warrior... What? Is this right? Okay, there we go. Right, you are sauntering toward the main bar when a Mosh warrior steps from the shadows. He scrutinizes you before asking if you have any news of Thurmbeer Flaming Wings. This is an older code for Heeran contacts, and at first you balk. After a few uncertain moments, you reply that Thurmbeer is well. He smiles. As he reaches out a hand in friendship, you sense that all is not right. You disable him and drag him into a nearby alleyway. A short time later, you have all the information that you need. The Heeran spy has been discovered and is currently being held under house arrest, awaiting a Mosh interrogation squad. At the house, you cruise past the two guards. As soon as their eyes leave you, you spin with one blast, end both their lives. Using one of the guards' fingers to open the door, you dive through, cutting short the military careers of another two men before finding the spy. The man is in bad shape, but he is Heeran. He will live. You cut his bonds and hoist him over your shoulder. As you bolt to your ship, klaxons and alarms are sounding. and you know that you are going to face some determined enemies as you leave. Leaping to your controls, you simply hit the bricks, praying that you will break out and get back to here in space before too many get in your tail. Shit. Excuse me, boys. Stop that ship! Oh, they're mad at me. Okay, what's the easiest way? I always forget that, like, most space is completely fucked. Let's go. Pardon. Excuse. Excuse. Back to Heeran. Heeran medics are awaiting your ship per the instructions that you transmitted upon entering the system. They take over care of the spy, who is starting to look better since most warriors stopped trying to bludgeon his skull with their bare hands. He waves his thanks as they walk him away in a grab stretcher. You wave back before heading for debriefing. Tekarak waves you to a seat and tells you that he is glad that you went to such extremes to save the spy's life. Apparently, the information in the man's initial report was enough for the War Council to place a number of other operatives on the task of keeping tabs on crucial most shipping, and more cryptically, on some specific Federation ships. Tekarak instructs you to meet him in the bar later, where he will expand on the story. It's not that I don't want to tell you, but more, I think I might be sending you on another mission almost immediately, so don't drink too much. Well, let's accept the mission at least. Tekarak waves. Are we on the right mission? Saunter. Ah. This is a different mission. Ah. Tekarak waves to you as soon as you enter. You get the feeling that he is well in his cups, but his mood is extremely jovial. As you sit down, Karad proffers you a large stein. You take a long pull and gasp, eyes watering at the strength of the booze hits you. Tekarak and Karad laugh so hard that they almost fall from their chairs. Once they have calmed down and you work out that you can see straight if you squint your right eye, Tekarak explains why you are feeling the effects more than normal. A great warrior I know introduced me to this drink. It's called an Irish Boilermaker. A fine fellow, that Archandar. Tekarak drifts into his memories for a moment, then continues. Anyway, we are celebrating your latest honor. And what honor is that? Let me drunk speak. And what honor is that? You slur at Tekarak, much to Karad's amusement. You are being sponsored to serve with the Rimmertons, my young heroine. Tekarak chuckles. Only the greatest of warriors are allowed to do this, as it requires the sponsorship of the thoroughcare of a house. The Rimmertons can always turn down the deal, of course, but they have always accepted warriors from House Heeran. You were about to ask more about your upcoming assignment when Kuran and Bizarra enter the bar. The night seems to blur away. The gathering in the council chamber is a much quieter one the next morning, as you gently sit down. Nuada and Tuatha are present, but having not joined in the celebrations of the night before, look many times better than anyone else there. Kuran clears his throat and tells you about your next assignment. You are to fly to Rimmerta in the Pimmon system. Once there, you are to speak with Lo Wang, a man of infinite wisdom and patience. That name, all right. He'll explain to you what will be required from you. Working with the Decticars is not easy, but you will learn much, so good luck and work hard. There will be some strange days ahead for you. I'm sure there will. Okay. We're still not upgrading, because we don't need a better ship than this. I like this ship. However, I am calling it an evening, because I've been doing this, I think it's been more than an hour, and I probably need to eat dinner. So, thanks for watching. I'm glad to be back in this universe.